Some Christians think that the lottery is just a harmless activity. Many of them will even laugh and joke about previous generations of Christians warning about the lottery and warning about gambling. And I think the reason that some of these Christians feel that way is that they think that the lottery is simply a matter of personal vice. And so they see warnings about lottery and other forms of gambling as being the equivalent of previous generations warning about square dancing or so forth. But that's not in fact the reality. Evangelicals and others have been working really hard in recent years against payday lending and those forms of predatory lending that enslave the poor in communities and take those and exploit those who are the most vulnerable with their resources. And that's good and right. The Bible calls us to stand up for the poor. Well, the lottery is an extreme form of predatory payday lending, except it's being empowered by the government. The lottery is designed to hold out before people the promise of a new life, that by this act of chance one can be rich beyond one's wildest imaginations, when in reality there is a tiny, virtually nil chance of someone winning at this. And it exploits the weakest and most vulnerable people in a society. It's built upon that. It counts on that, which is why state governments and others that promote and fund lotteries advertise, and they advertise with "you can't win if you don't play," and they give promises of easy money and an easy fix. And so when Christians involve ourselves in the lottery, not only are we involved in something that is based upon chance and risk, disconnected at all from work, but more importantly, we're involved in something that is unjust toward the poor and uses the government's resources in order to exploit the poor. We can do better than that, which means standing up with justice for the poor, and that means saying no to lotteries, and that means not participating in them by buying tickets.